Okay, we have to change the bearing on my little boat trailer. So undoing all the nuts. Make sure you always undo the nuts first before you jack the boat up, or you'll get no traction on the tyre, so you won't be able to undo the nuts. Okay, and you want to see all this boring stuff, so I'll come back to you in a little bit. Okay, now I got to the hub. A little bit of gentle persuasion. Just gently forcing back. Just all the way around. You can see it just gently easing off. Okay. 28 Newton hours, okay. 280. Right, so we've got to get this off now, Bert. So, pause, get back to you. Okay, so if you're looking at a close examination, we've got a retaining nut, but also we've got a circlip. So we've got to get rid of the circlip, which probably is holding the bearing in, and the retaining nut, which is holding the whole bearing and everything to the shaft. Okay, so we'll get some circlip pliers and the right size socket. I'll get back to you. Go. Okay, using a 32mm socket, make sure the thread is the right way round. Make sure we're going on the right way.
Getting used to it, really. I think everyone's scared of heights when they first go up, aren't they?
I think it's anti-clockwise, pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's 280 Newton meters. It's according to the. Quite stiff.
Oh yeah.
Haven't been off for a while probably. These are supposed to be water sealed bearings, ideal for the sea and whatnot, but I think this one's just had a bit of a leak. Well, yeah, it's a bit stiff, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think the thread's a bit. Maybe we'd have got a good idea to wire brush the thread and WD it, but that's afterthought. Sorry.
So make me suffer.
Yeah, well. That's coming now. All right. Nice one. Clearly the bearing should come off, but it depends how bad it's stuck on there. Might need a bit of a gentle persuasion. Oh god, it looks a bit, if you look at that, it looks pretty stuck on there, rusty.
Yeah.
That's going to take some getting off. Okay, we're going to do a further inspection and we'll get back to you again. Also, you find it might be easier as well if you bear with me, tap. Put the bolt back on, and sorry, put the camera in the wrong place, and tap the centre, and then a bit more, sorry, gentle persuasion, and there we go. There. Next, taking the bearing out and then going down and getting a new one. Catch you in a bit. Okay, removing the circlip, straightforward. Pair of circlip pliers, which we didn't use, we actually used a screwdriver and just eased it out. Okay, that come on the inside holding this bearing in. Flip the bearing over, using a socket, which we use to get the wheel nut off. Place it inside. As even as possible if you can. And as the bearing moves down, pop. Socket comes out. One absolutely knackered bearing. But as long as you've got the numbers on the top, I'll take this to bearing man tomorrow, get a new bearing for it. And fitting is just reverse. Make sure that, because it's a sealed bearing, we'll go back in that way. So you need to tap this back in. But I'll show you that when we come to do it. Bugger. Me being a dick, it's alright. So, and then the next thing is, if we flip it over, and then using the same, just on the edge, don't damage anything. Just want to tap out the seal. It doesn't matter if you damage it because it's got to come out anyway. Oh, that's stuck in well and truly. Screwdriver. Just on the edge. There we go. One naked seal. Okay. So you want to check all this. We'll clean in there with a bit of wire wool. Not too much. It's quite tidy anyway. And that's it. We'll get the new bearing tomorrow and we'll do reverse and show you the reverse process. Okay, I'm going to get it ready for the new bearing. Just got a little bit of a wire brush, not too much. I don't want to score it. Just want to clean. Just at the bottom it's got a bit manky, so I don't want to score this actual walls. Okay. Okay, nice and clean. See a bit in there. Just want to get just inside here where the new seal sits. I have to hold out my hand and just do it a bit of a Yep, nice. Okay. Let's look in the top. Okay, new wheel bearing. This was acquired from Bearing Man this morning. It's a universal bearing, doesn't really matter which way around it goes in. What the chap did, he got some calipers and measured the outside, depth, inside, give me all the measurements as well, and then I went on YouTube and you can actually buy two of these for the price I've just paid for one, which is £36. But I don't mind, it's fine. Okay, put them in. What I'm going to do now is use the old one to tap the new one in, because the edges match up beautifully. So I'm just going to line him up. What you need to do is a nice piece of wood for this. I'll have a look, I'll be back in a minute folks, hold on. Okay, lining the one bearing on top of the other one. The old one on top of the new one. That's all I could find, and you're not going to believe the hammer. I don't know if everybody else has a household like mine, that when you want to find something, it's not there. Anyway, let's see what we can do. Once you keep it level, hit its centre, it goes down pretty nicely. Just keep going. I'm doing this and it is still going down nicely. Okay, as you can see, I'm almost not far off. I'll just keep going. Nice. A bit more yet, so keep going. We've got about another quarter inch to go, because we've got to go below the little split pin level, ready for put the new well, not new one, but the new split pin back in. Spring clip, sorry, spring clip, not split pin. Now I think what will happen, this will go in to a certain degree, because the original bearing slipped in to about 1/4 of an inch down already without any hammering. So we should be able to do this and get this bearing out as well. So just keep an eye that you can get it out, alright? Okay, nearly there. Mind your fingers. Okay, definitely mind your fingers. A couple more taps, we're nearly there. Whoa, yep, not far off now. So something twisted in the hole, I know I can still get the bearing out. Two more taps, we're done. Actually, when you feel it, it's actually quite solid, so we've probably hit home now at the base. So where I wired brush before, we're now sitting on that ridge. Yeah. So, spring clip back in, make sure she's clean. Here we've got a little bit of it's called sticky grease. Just going to put a little bit on it. This is just making sure that it doesn't get seized for next time I come to remove it, or a new bearing, or somebody else, or whatever. Just a little bit of grease. Okay, back in a sec. So I was going to show you that, but I had a bit of difficulty. Putting the spring clip back in again, I put this end in first, so it's fitted in the hole just here in the slot. And then with the screwdriver I pushed it, leveled it up, and then put the screwdriver just in the end of that one, and just eased it, and yeah, you can see it goes in quite easy. Sorry about that. But it is, or you got if you got spring clip pliers, you can use them. So yeah, that's done. That's nice. So flip it over, and then we'll drop the new seal in. Wherever it is, it's probably on the floor now. Okay, back to you. Okay, the new seal. Just going to put a little bit of, just to help ease her in. There shouldn't be a lot of pressure to put these in. They're not hard. And I'm going to do then, I'm going to put a little bit of tiny grease just on where the shaft sits. And later on we're going to fit this back onto the trailer. And I want it even, so back up. Okay, just gentle persuasion, you don't need much. I just want to go below. Feel your way. That's it. Just gently. Slide a bit of grease on the inside as well. That's it. Ready to reassemble. Old one. Absolutely naff. Like I said, if you get the diameter, I put it on eBay. The box that this came in. So what I typed in was wheel bearing, and then the long number. Doesn't matter about the DA, but I put that in anyway. And it came up with several versions, and there was a set from Germany for 2 with the clips, with the circlips, and a new nut for 28 quid delivered. Okay, so we'll switch off and we'll get back to you when we're fitting the new one. Cheers. Okay, just going to clean the back of the shaft where the new seal sits. Bit of grease on that. Let's make a seal. On goes the new hub, the new wheel bearing. Look at that. Beautiful. This should be 280 Newton meters, which is a hell of a lot of pressure, but someone's lost the adapter for the end of my torque wrench, so I'm going to have to do it manually. So I'm going to stand on it. Well, I'm 240 pounds, that's about right. So the bearing is not sitting home yet until we finish winding the bucker up, and it's pushing it down the shaft until it sits home, and now we're hitting home by the look of it. Great. So the bearing, right, bit of pressure on this. That should be enough. Make sure the bearing fins. Beautiful. And that's it. Wheel back on. Put the cover back on. I'm putting grease on the inside. I don't think you need it. I think it's just a cup. So tap it back home. Better. That's it. Done. Piece of cake. Thanks for watching.